Welcome everybody. Today on Pressure Crisp, we're going to be making twice baked potatoes in the Ninja Foodi. I'm using the 6.5 quart today. These are really easy. They are so delicious. Come on over and let's just make these delicious twice baked potatoes. We're going to first start off with bacon. I am putting in here 8 to 10 slices. I think I'm a little bit heavy with the 8 slices. As you can tell, I'm just throwing them in here like this. This works out fine. I actually have cooked a pound of bacon without peeling it apart in the Ninja Foodi, and it comes out perfectly well. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to lower the lid. You're going to turn your Ninja Foodi on. We're going to select Air Crisp. We're just going to keep it on 390 and just hit start. It automatically defaults to 20 minutes. We're going to check this in a few minutes, probably 3 to 4 minutes, and we're going to take a pair of tongs and we're going to break up all the bacon slices that are together. So they've been cooking for a few minutes. What we're going to do, we're just going to take the bacon and we're just going to separate it with our tongs. Real easy. We don't really care if these are straight or not because we're just going to crumble them up for the twice baked potatoes. Once go ahead and lower the lid. So while the bacon is cooking, I do want to go over the potatoes. Now these aren't the individual potatoes, those giant sized russet potatoes, because twice baked potatoes are usually served as a side, whether it's a steak or you can serve it with anything. So I did weigh all these potatoes. The average weight is around 8 ounces, like 8.2 or 8.3 ounces. Like this one's kind of small. This one's a good, I mean, you want them like thicker, but I'm going to show you how you're going to cut these. So the next step is I usually take a fork, and be careful, you're going to poke these all over the potato, just like that. So that's that. So what you can do now is, I'm taking my avocado oil spray, and I like to put these in a bowl because it catches the excess oil when you're spraying. And I just like to take this and just spray these potatoes down. You're gonna flip them over. And that's all you're gonna do right there. Just try to make sure all sides are coated. And since there's excess oil in there, I am just gonna make sure the oil is all over the potatoes. Just give the russet potatoes a little bit of a massage. Oh, and one more other thing I do want to point out. You do want to use russet potatoes. They bake extremely well. They're meant for baking. I mean, there's other applications as well. They're the best potatoes to use for baking. I like to use kosher salt. If you have it, use it. It's going to take kosher salt, and you want to generously / liberally coat these potatoes. The salt adds good flavor, and it also helps make the skin super crunchy. It might seem like a lot of salt is going in there, but there's a ton on the sides and everything else. Should probably put it over my left shoulder, right? So what I'm going to do is just set this to the side. The potatoes are ready to go in. Working on the bacon. Grab your tongs, and we need it more crispy than this. Okay, gonna go ahead and lower the lid. So let's raise the lid. We actually have 2 minutes and 51 seconds left. And I do believe we are there. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna take this bacon out and put it on a paper towel lined plate. Now what we're gonna do is, you can either save your bacon grease, like I do, or you can discard it. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take those russet potatoes and we're just gonna place them right into the Air Crisp basket. Just like so. Beautiful. Try to space them so they have a little bit of airflow around them because we want all sides of these russet potatoes to get nice and crispy. You're gonna go ahead and lower your lid. You're gonna choose Air Crisp. We're gonna turn it down to 375 and we're gonna hit start. Now it defaults to 20 minutes. We're gonna up the time. I'm gonna leave it on 45. These potatoes are 8 ounces. And usually I make bigger ones. So what we're going to do, we're going to check these probably in 30 or 35 minutes to see if they're done. So while those russet potatoes are cooking, what we're going to do is I'm just going to go over the rest of the ingredients that you're going to need. I'm just going to put this bacon off to the side. I'm going to let it cool just for a little bit, and we're going to chop it up. You're going to need some green onions. We're going to slice those. You're going to need 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. I know the people I'm making these potatoes for prefer salt, so I'm adding 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. Also, you can add anywhere from 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of black pepper. We like black pepper, so I'm adding 1 teaspoon to mine. You're also going to need 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of sour cream. You're also going to need 1 cup of cheese to put into your twice baked potatoes. Now, I can't tell you what cheese to put in. Put whatever cheese that you like to put in, whatever you and your family like. Today, I'm actually, for these twice baked potatoes, I'm actually using a mild cheddar today. You're also going to need 1/2 cup to 1 cup of extra cheese to put on top of the twice baked potatoes. So once again, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 and 1/2, or heavy cream. Nobody said this was going to be low calorie, but it's going to be delicious. And that's all the ingredients that are needed for these twice baked potatoes. Now what I tend to do, because I know this is going to take anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes to bake those potatoes, I like to leave my butter, my cream, and cheese out so it's all room temperature. So what I like to do, because these are actually supersized green onions, what I like to do is flip them over, and I like to cut off the white part. Save those for another recipe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go from this side. And what I like to do is just slice them like this. And this is about what you're going to need for the top of those potatoes. And I'm just going to put these off in a bowl and set them to the side. So we're going to take this bacon, I'm just going to bunch it all up. Try not to eat any because you need this for the recipe. I know it's very, very difficult. And what I like to do is just chop it up. And this is all I'm doing, just chopping this bacon up. Now, I can't help it. I got to take a taste. So good. You just put this on a plate and just put it off to the side. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and check these potatoes. I'm just going to go 5 more minutes and they will be done. We're going to take these potatoes out because they're done. Look at these beauties. I should actually put these on a wire rack so they maintain their crispiness. But look at this. This is beautiful. Gorgeous potato. Crispy, crispy, crispy. So I'm going to let these guys cool for about 10 minutes so I can handle them. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. You're going to use a very sharp knife. And this is the whole potato right here. This is the thickness of it. Now what a lot of people do, you have 2 options here. So leave it open to what you want to do. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually leave 3/4 of the potato intact. And I'm just going to chop off the top. We're going to cut off the top. I just want you to see this. So I'm just going to go basically right there. You're just going to slice that top right off. Now, do not throw these away. They are hot, hot, hot. Save these beauties, and we're going to make potato skins. And tell me those aren't great. So I'm just going to put these off to the side and save them all. Once again, if you want to because this isn't perfectly even, but it's fine for me, you're going to take your next potato. You can do the 3/4 right there. Just watch your fingers. And chop it just like that. Gorgeous. These guys are going to steam a bit. That's fine. I'm going to do the next one. Now, with the potato skins, which I really shouldn't be talking about them in this video, but we are because it kind of pertains to the video. This one's much wider, which is actually, this is a nice potato right here to do. Put this off to the side. These potato skins, you can actually put these in the freezer, but we're just going to use them as is, just like this, as potato skins. Once again, take your potato, This is more of the flat side, so pay attention to that as well. This is more bowed on this side. So it's going to take it just like this, and we're just going to chop the top off. Beautiful. They're not perfect, but, you know, cooking's not perfect. What you want to do is, that is hot, I should get a mitt. I'm just going to pick this potato up. Just put it down here. Just going to hold it just like that. What you want to do is you want to maintain a 1/4 inch, give or take, of a sidewall and a bottom, because that's going to help maintain the structure of the potato so it doesn't fall in. So I just like to go around. You can use a knife or a spoon. I'm just using a spoon this time. And I just like to go around just like that. And then you're going to scoop the insides out. Perfect, perfect, just like that. Once again, try to maintain like a 1/4 inch. Whoops. It's not going to be perfect. Cooking is not perfect. So just do the best you can, and it will still come out fantastic. Whoops. I went down too far on that one. Whoopsies. So what I'm going to do is take that out, and then what I'm going to do is just try to press that back into the bottom. So I really don't want these leaking out the bottom. Just take a little bit more out this way. There we go, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to do this with all of these potatoes. Now we'll just put these skins off to the side. And that's all the potatoes. Now what you can do, you can actually mash this up a bit if you want, but I think it's going to get creamy on its own once I start mixing it. So to this mixture, we're going to go ahead and add the butter. We're going to go ahead and add that salt, black pepper, sour cream, cheese. Oh man, this is going to be good. And I'm going to hold off on the cream for right now. I am just going to add a little, maybe like a tablespoon. And we're going to start mixing, because the heat of those potatoes should help melt that butter. Try to get room temperature butter, but if you didn't, like I didn't, it'll be fine. So all we're doing is combining all that goodness into these potatoes. So I am opting to use a potato masher to get like a creamier consistency. You can use a hand mixer or whatever you want. Doesn't matter at this point. I'm just doing this by hand. If you want a more, this is going to be a little bit chunky, so if you want a more creamy consistency, use a hand mixer. Now to this, we're going to go ahead and add some of that bacon. Take some of that green onion. Maybe a little bit more of that bacon. Because you want to leave some of the green onion and also some of the bacon to put on top of these twice baked potatoes. And we're just going to mix this all in. Now tell me this isn't looking fantastic. And that helped thicken it up a bit. Oh man, this is going to be good. Beautiful. Let's take a taste of this. I'm just going to use a spatula. Just take a taste. That's fantastic just the way it is right now. You want to taste test this, taste it for seasoning. Does it need more salt? Does it need more pepper? Does it need more bacon or green onion? You can adjust your seasonings at this time. But I do want to point out that we only used 1 tablespoon of that heavy cream. This is a very important step because if I added the whole thing, it might been too loose. This is a good consistency the way we have it, just like this. Next step is going to be filling these guys. Now you're going to end up with extra of this mixture. That's fine. You can keep it in the fridge for a few days, and if you make baked potatoes, you can add this to your baked potato. It's really, really good. You want to stuff this in there. Now you want to overlap this too. You can go over right over the top. Not too high, but that's pretty good. Just like that. Now tell me that's not a good looking twice baked potato. I'm just going to put that off to the side. That's what we have left. There's a little bit left here, or you can put it like in a little dish. And if you do make a baked potato, another one this week, you can put that in your potato. You're gonna take those twice baked potatoes and gently put them into the Ninja Foodi. The Ninja Foodi is still slightly warm, so please be careful. It's not hot, but warm. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna bake 2 for now, and I'm going to freeze 2 in the freezer. So you're gonna go ahead and lower the lid. You're going to hit air crisp. We're going to drop this down to 350. We're going to hit start. Automatically defaults to 20 minutes. I'm going to bring this down to, down to 15 minutes. We're going to check this probably halfway through the cooking time to see how it's going. I'm going to talk about these 2 leftover potatoes. It's perfect if you have a family of 4 or you have big eaters. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the freezer on a sheet pan. I'm not going to cover them or anything. You want them to freeze solid just the way they are now. Then you're going to wrap them in aluminum foil, and then you can put it in the freezer. Then at a later date, you can take it out and bake this. And I hope to do that in the future. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video on it, but I will post it to my Facebook group, Pressure Crisp, Ninja Foodi, and Ninja Foodi Grill group, just to post the results and just to make sure they come out fine after freezing. We have about 5 minutes left. We're going to open the top. We're going, ooh, they look good. I am just going to do a quick temp on the center. Now we're looking at like 113 right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that extra cheese that we had and we're going to sprinkle some of that cheese right on top. We want a little bit of cheese melted right on. These, you know something? I don't know if you want this for a side. I think this is like a main dish. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and lower the lid and we're going to let these cook for the remaining 5 minutes. But we are going to check them just to make sure the cheese does not burn. We want it melted but not burnt. Okay, so we have 3 minutes left. So we're going to pop the top. And look at that. They are beautiful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take them out of the Ninja Foodi and put them on a plate. The cheese has grown together. Be careful. Oh yeah, baby. We're going to get underneath this one because this is a little bit soft. We got to be gentle. Look at that. Oh yeah, babe. Woo! Just gorgeous. Go ahead and shut your Ninja Foodi off. 2 gorgeous twice baked potatoes. These would be perfect. These actually would be perfect as a meal. Not just as serving it like with steak or chicken or something, but look at that. Now what we're going to do, once again, please be careful because these are like super hot. We're going to take some of that extra bacon that we had, and you're just going to sprinkle that right on top of this. Now tell me this isn't beautiful. Oh yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. A little bit of green onion. Yep, all over the floor too. Time for that taste test. Look at these gorgeous twice baked potatoes. Yes, these are sides, but also these could be considered a meal. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's get to that taste test. Gonna dig right in here from the top. This is gonna be hot and cheesy. Look at that. Oh my God. Probably shouldn't have said that, but oh my. Let me get in. Bake it down, bake it down. Let me get in here and make sure all this cheese and goodness is melted. Yeah, this is super hot. Super, super, super hot. Let's go for it. This is so good. This is a meal. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. These are super delicious. I mean, fantastic. Out of this world. Please subscribe, hit that notifications button, and please join the Pressure Crisp, Ninja Foodi, and Ninja Foodi Grill Facebook group page. You would see these posted on the Facebook group before you see it in a video, most of the time. Well, actually all the time. I usually post whatever I'm making over there and everything else. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for viewing, and see you next time.